Hey everyone, it's Brick Waffle here, and today we have some interesting news. On our Modsauce server, we've upgraded to 1.001, and unfortunately it caused some issues with our previous save. When I was looking and investigating what happened, I realized that we also didn't have Biomes Aplenty set correctly, which is why all we saw were vanilla biomes in the previous server. So we have moved over to a new area, new servers, new village, all of that stuff. We decided we didn't want to quite start from scratch. So we gave ourselves an approximation of what we had on the previous server. We couldn't go back and see exactly what it was, but a few resources to get started, and let ourselves play in creative mode with some vanilla blocks for a few minutes just to get basic house structure set up. And now we're going back to a full survival and continuing from roughly where we left off on the previous server. So what you can see here is I have some of the bibliocraft stuff, some nice looking tables here. You can see that there are some weird glitches with the textures. From certain angles, things tend to disappear, but it looks nice right here. And I've wanted to show you around the new mountain chalet. You can see that we have a nice big television here, and we've got some display cases for when we get things later. A couple of the bibliocraft desks and workbenches, fancy workbenches. And you can see that we have a little balcony up here with some ladders. And this is really just a picture window, so we can view out into the lush desert biome there. That looks pretty nice. And if we drop down onto the dining room table, we can see that up here we have a staircase that goes up to a little bedroom with an armor stand, some iron armor, and a nice little bed and a silver chest. So this isn't too bad. I can fly around on the outside real quick. We did manage to bring over some of the advanced genetic stuff and give you an outside view of the chalet. So this will be the new Brick Waffle base for a while. We do have some things underneath here, trying to get back towards the mechanisms we had in place before. So we've got the smeltery on automatic smelting. These redstone clocks do seem to be a little bit buggy, so we've added some switches so we can turn them off and turn them back on, and usually they start working again when you do that. But you can see that we've got that going. We do have our advanced crafting table, rather. We have our portal to the mining world. So the first thing that we did was we set up a quarry and let that go, and that figure will have resources to use for a while now. If we take this portal, we can go into the village. And we found an amazing village here right about when we started. That had a dungeon in it. We put our nether portal on top of that. And this village, that generated naturally in the world, had 14 buildings in it when we started out. That is absolutely outstanding. It has hops and grapes, and apparently somebody's planted some sugarcane here. We have some other little crops growing in town. We've got a couple of folks that have already started stores here, so you can see that. It looks pretty good. But this is really it so far. We have a nice big farm that's underway. You can see we're starting to get some crops put together and gathered over there. This is going to be our new home away from home. And when other folks join the server, this is the view they see coming in. They start right next to this witch's hut, and they can see the village. So it should give them a pretty good idea of where we are and how to spread out. We did do a few essentials first. We got a pump set up for water, so we have infinite water in an ender tank. And we also have infinite lava from an endothermic pump in the nether, and that lets us get a pretty good amount of power going. So you can see the magmatic dynamo is having some issues at the moment, but our water tank is full, so it may not need to generate any power. That says insert. That says extract. And it's not filling with lava, so that's interesting. We'll have to go figure out what's going on with that later. But it doesn't really matter because at the moment this pump seems to have enough power anyway. It's still got the pump arm down, and the ender tank is full. So as we're using that, this is connected over to the sprinkler network, a few things like that to make it a little bit easier. Generally, infinite water isn't too hard to come by. You can also see that back here, Sakala's got her farm started again, and we have a nice little modern, semi-modern farmhouse. A couple of horses that we found, and she's got some back patio work to do here. Looks like we've dug out to put that in. But a nice little fire pit out in the back. And from the front, it looks pretty good. A couple wind generators, some basic house structure, and this is where she's going to set up shop for a while. No surprise there, she wants to be close to the crops, and she's right behind this oasis. So this will be pretty nice as well. She does enjoy fishing from time to time. We can set up some of the fish traps from mariculture, and get her a bunch of interesting things. In fact, I believe, yeah, this is river biome right here, so she can set them up right here and probably pump those items right into her base. That won't be too difficult to do from that range. So we haven't flown around a lot and looked around, see what else is out there. You can see that my base is about 230 meters or so from Sakala's, and that's about 150 meters or so from the village. So we're not too far apart. We wanted to be fairly close this time to take advantage of some of the community buildings. There was a pretty nice smeltery set up in this village when we got here. We decided to expand this and make it so that anyone can use it in town if they have a project they want to smelt. We've got some output ingots and input ores, and just a little cable facade here, conduit facade from Ender.io, so that they can just dump everything in this chest and get it back right next to it. Similar setup for the redstone clocks, but a single lever to control it, which is kind of nice. The reason that we did this is we had a little bit more space. In my base setup, I've got it right up against some walls and didn't really want to do that with mine. But this doesn't take very long at all. A grout is just sand and gravel and clay, so that's pretty easy to find and use there. We have not explored this dungeon at all. All we've done is wall it off, seal up a few of the holes, and light it up so that we can go down there later, check it out. It's actually fairly dark as soon as you go down from the bottom. But we did give ourselves a magnum torch here since we had one of those in the previous server, slapped it down here, and made village fairly safe at night. You can see that there are some zombies and whatnot on one end of town. Magnum torches do only have a fixed range, but here we go. This one is actually, I believe that's Cheryl. So this zombie is minding the store. I can't see a name, but I assume since it's holding a juice and we are in the Zomba juice, that's what that's supposed to be. The only other mob we can see anywhere near here is Jorge's Skeletaqueria. So we have a little bit of a typo there, but the skeleton there I assume is Jorge, and he does appear to already be selling some avocado burritos, refried beans, tacos, and chili poppers. So if anyone is on the server and they're playing, you can go get a snack there. We do have our advanced genetics lab working again, so obviously I can fly. Bat cells are fantastic. And we can continue to get more cells as we go through. That's pretty fun, pretty easy to do, and it's really nice for anybody that joins the server a little bit later. They can take advantage of the serums that we've put together. So I don't really have any specific projects today. What I wanted to get input from you guys on is what should we do first? I know in the last video I spent a long time setting up the Tinker's Construct smeltery and then immediately went to a mob farm. We can certainly do that again, but you can tell from my hotbar that I only have basic tools, so I am going to spend some time, probably off camera since you've already seen that once, making some Tinker's Construct tools. But I would love to hear from you guys. What do you enjoy? What kind of mods should I look at this time? I know Sonata Block's going to be looking into AE2. He showed me how to get some deep storage units, which is nice. Thank you, Sonata Block. And I believe he's actually working on one of the network storage hubs so he can store some things on disk drives. Really, that's as much as I know about AE2. I really have no idea what else goes on with that mod. I was going to look at Archimedes ships this time. I want to do an airship. I had played around with that a little bit in the previous server just to see how it works, and this time I want to build something that looks a lot more exciting. But really, if you guys have something you'd like me to try out, the only thing I will say is I played around a little bit with witchery and with blood magic, and I'm surprised to find that I don't really care a whole lot for the magic mods in modded Minecraft. But if one of you really wants to see me do that, or a few of you say, yes, that's absolutely what we love, I love somebody to show us how witchery works, I suppose I could give that another shot, and that would give me a project to do with you guys on camera. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here today, so hopefully you enjoyed this. No, it's been a little bit interesting trying to start over a server after you guys were starting to follow me on the previous one, but hopefully this will give us a chance to do a few things right that we didn't do right before, and we have portals right off the bat now, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to go home real quick for now. And I know that we do have our Ender Chest and our Death Ender Chest. We did get that set cells from the Enderman to get that as well, so we should be all set with that. Yeah, really that's it. I want to see what projects you guys want me to tackle next, and that's where I'll start making videos again next week. Sorry about the delay in getting this one out. Real life comes first sometimes, and just had a little bit more to do this week than I expected to. I know I've seen the comments about asking me to do more videos per week. I would love to do that. If there were enough time in the day, I would do this all day. I really do enjoy it. If you did enjoy it too, please leave a like on this video. If you really liked it, you can subscribe. And as always, I've been Brick Waffle. Thank you for watching.